Hi, this is State Senator Tim Lanane, and I'm talking to you from my office here at the State House. This is the first week of March, and I know there's been a lot of conversation going on about the House Democrats and the fact that they have left the state temporarily, I believe. And I've had a lot of questions about, well, what does that mean and why is it happening? So I'd like to take this opportunity to maybe address some very important issues that are being raised by what's going on there. Let me first of all say that the idea of the House Democrats breaking a quorum by leaving the State House is not without precedent. Both Democrats and Republicans in the minority have done this in the past. It is, in fact, a tool which is reserved to the minority to break business when they think that we're headed towards really a very poor outcome for the state of Indiana. So, having said that, what are the issues that have driven the House Democrats to do this? Well, I think there are two main issues. One is public education. The other is really we're facing the issue of, do people have the right to collectively bargain as workers in the state of Indiana? Now let me address those separately and very briefly. As to public education, I think you have to start with the proposition in our Indiana Constitution, which reads as follows, that it shall be the duty of the General Assembly to encourage and to provide by law for a general and uniform system of common schools, wherein tuition shall be without charge and equally open to all. That's a constitutional duty that we have. This year, there has been, I believe, a very radical approach towards that duty taken by the House Republicans and others, proposing that for the first time we have vouchers for private schools. Now, I'm not against private schools, but they are private schools. Our duty, as I just read from the Constitution, is to the common schools, which is the same thing as saying the public schools. So this idea that we would divert taxpayer dollars, your hard-earned taxpayer dollars, for the benefit of private schools is a radical departure, in my opinion, from the duties as laid out in Article 8 of our Constitution. Also, did you note that when I read from the Constitution, it says that the common schools, the public schools, will be equally open to all. Well, the way it is in Indiana and the way we've always treated private schools is that they were free to admit whom they desired to admit. They don't have to take every student. So if we're going to go down the route of vouchers, that very principle becomes into question, it seems to me. So again, a very radical departure from the way we have treated our public schools in that issue. The other issue was the right of workers to associate together and to unite with the strength of their numbers and to collectively bargain. We have long recognized the rights of workers to do that, but there have bills, again, proposed in the House, the so-called Right to Work bill, which would wholly cut out the ability of unions really to function effectively in our state and probably would be the death knell of unions. Now, I think most of my constituents and most people still feel that workers should have the right to collectively bargain. So, I stand on the side of the ability of workers to come together to form a union for their benefit, and that together with support for education, I think, has to be one of the cornerstones of what we do here in our great state of Indiana.